All right, so as I record this, it does look like the Cavs' winning streak is unfortunately, it's pretty much in danger right now. They're playing the 76ers, and it's not looking too good through one half. However, we're going to look back at the week that was and see how we got to this point where we do have a win streak to lose. But first, we're going to talk about some news that happened just recently. Danny Green has been signed after getting waived by the Rockets. He's probably a guy the Cavs are counting on to provide some veteran leadership. He has plenty of NBA playoffs and finals experience. On the court, he could help, space the floor for maybe a little bit more shooting, maybe a little bit more as like a shooting threat that the Cavs have needed on the wing. So hopefully this signing works out for Cleveland. I mean, it's a pretty low risk move from the Cavs if he's not that great. I don't think he's going to be like playing big minutes or anything, and even if he's not that great, he is providing that veteran leadership and that experience that comes with it. So I think this is a good move from the Cavs. This is obviously the Cavs drafted him way back when, so hopefully this can spark this Cavs team even more than they've already shown. So as far as the actual results on the court, going back to last Wednesday against the Pistons, they won that game 113-85 at home. Garland and Mitchell were out for this one. It was Raul Neto and Karis LeVert filling in as starters. The game started out kind of as you would expect for how these two teams have been playing, but the Pistons did come back in the second and third quarters, closing the gap to just 2 points in that third quarter eventually, but the Cavs managed to step up again in the fourth quarter, shutting the game down pretty efficiently on both ends to finish up with a nice win. The dominant first quarter actually might have seen the Cavs take the foot off the gas a little bit too early. You can't do that against another NBA team, especially one that knows your top two. You're with Garland and Mitchell out, teams are going to be looking for that to fuel themselves, but the Cavs did wake back up when the game got pretty tight again. Jarrett Allen with a 20-point, 16-rebound double-double. Bench was mostly solid, although Cedi Osman did have a pretty tough shooting night in that one. Moving on to Friday at the Pelicans with a win 118-107. The final score making this game look a lot closer than it actually was. The Cavs broke away pretty largely in the second quarter, and the game didn't really resemble much of anything very close until the actual very end of the game. So it was the normal starting five for this one, both Garland and Donovan Mitchell returning to the starting lineup. Donovan Mitchell putting up 30 points was nice to see after he was kind of previously struggling a little bit with his outside shot, but I think the real engine that keeps the Cavs, dominant as they are, although Donovan Mitchell is certainly a big part of that, is when, Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen are in the paint wrecking shop and being the defensive forces that we know they can be. Both had double-doubles and 20-plus points, including Mobley putting in 28. Tough to imagine the Cavs losing many games with, numbers like those. Karis LeVert throwing in 9 assists to this game as well. Very solid win overall in general. Moving on to Saturday against the Bulls the next day, they win that one 97-89. This game was really the only time throughout the week that I really thought the Cavs' win streak was in serious jeopardy and that it might have ended. And even though the Bulls aren't great, I kind of wouldn't have blamed them that much on the second half of a back-to-back with travel. The Cavs have been playing a lot of games stacked on top of each other as of late. Same starting five, and they did most of the work in this one. The bench was short, and I think it was only a 9-man rotation, and the bench only made one total field goal between all of them combined. So it was really the starting five pulling a lot of the weight here. The Cavs got down sizably in the second quarter, but they did keep it within reach. Gradually got back into it in the third, and the early fourth quarter I thought was the really important tipping point in this game. Donovan Mitchell making some key shots to put the Cavs in the lead. Jarrett Allen with a dunk there as well. And after that, they never really looked back. I will give the Cavs defense also, I think they deserve a lot of credit. First off, the Bulls only scored 87 total points, which is, very little as far as an NBA team in a game goes. And the Bulls only scored 15 points in the fourth quarter. So hats off to them for that. Donovan Mitchell and Jarrett Allen both having points and rebounds, double-doubles, which is fun to see. And the team did clutch up when they needed to in order to pull off a fairly gutsy win, again, even if it is over not the greatest team in the NBA in this year's Chicago Bulls. And that leads us to Monday again at home against the Spurs. They won this game 117-109. This was another win over a team that the Cavs should obviously beat, but that's what the good teams have to do. You have to eat your low-calorie wins and get as many of those as you can in order to try to boost your playoff seeding. And I think it's safe to say after that game, and maybe not so much, maybe I'll analyze how the Sixers game is going, and we'll see what that is. But Donovan Mitchell seems to be back. He put up 41 points, making that his sixth 40-plus point game of the season, and he's already third in 40-plus point games in Cavs history behind LeBron and Kyrie Irving. So if he keeps up at this pace, he's going to be that second place guy behind LeBron, who has I think more than 50 in a Cavs uniform in pretty short order, if not by the end of this year. As for the game itself, again, this one might have been a little bit closer than we would like to see the Cavs play against a team that's terrible. But some noted Ohio State alums in Malachi Branham and Keita Bates-Diop both had some pretty solid outings, so shout out to them. Keldon Johnson was also an issue for the Cavs on this Spurs team. Fortunately, Donovan Mitchell wasn't the only one playing for this game in the Cavs. Jarrett Allen notched another double-double. Those seem automatic to him at this point. And Evan Mobley was just one rebound away from joining him in double-double land. I thought Cedi Osman and Rubio provided some good minutes off the bench. And Karis LeVert, even though he didn't really make an impact on the scoring sheet, he did put in 5 assists, so it's not like he was completely useless, I suppose. So again, this was a really nice week for the Cavs. This one doesn't seem to be starting out so great with the 76ers game, but you never know how the second half of that one's going to go out, so hopefully I can come back next Wednesday and talk about this tremendous second half comeback against an elite team in the East. But so far it doesn't look like that, but things can change. I guess as far as this winning streak goes, a lot of it was against some of the lower tier teams in the NBA. But when that's the schedule, you can only play the teams that are put in front of you. And if you don't win those games, then you look even worse than maybe going on a bit of a fluky winning streak. I would rather take a fluky winning streak than questioning, why aren't the Cavs taking these easy wins as they come. So I would much rather be in that camp than the camp I just mentioned. So thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you at the next one.